about the April Paper Pumpkin Inked Occasions. What a gorgeous kit. I had a really great time with this one. The colors are just fabulous. So let's talk a little bit about the kit, and then I'm going to show you some alternate ideas. So the kit made 9 cards total, 3 of each of the designs, and it came with a really cute stamp set this month. I love the size of the thinking of you and the congrats and the hugs and then all the cute little sentiments that you can tag onto that. This will be a great one for wedding cards, retirement cards, graduation cards, for upcoming, things that are going to be happening this spring and summer. And then it had, and I was super excited about this because I don't have one, a berry burst spot. And my tip on the berry burst spot is always to just open the one end, leave the back attached. So I take my paper snips and just kind of stick them in there and cut that apart. And then I like to label mine with a piece of the cardstock on the back so I can see what color it is. You can write the color on it too, whatever works for you. And then, of course, all the ingredients to make the cards. So let's take a look at what the kit makes, and then I'll start playing around and tell you what exactly I did here. So here's one of them. I love this. Oh, by the way, you guys know I just love the envelopes, and I think they're super pretty this month. It'll be fun to get in the mail. So this one is one of them. The kit goes together really easily. Another tip I have for you is to leave the die cuts and the labels in the holder and stamp them in there. They're easier to do that way. They don't move around on you and you get a better chance of getting them in the boxes correctly. Other than that, they go together pretty easily. I just use my liquid glue to attach, just put little dots all around to attach it. You can use dimensionals if you want a little more height on them. So that's one. And then here's another one. This one's really pretty. It's got the gold foil die, and I thought that was just gorgeous, and it really ties in with the gold foiling that goes through the design on the actual card base. All right, and then last but not least is this cute little one, and this little butterfly stamp is so cute. It's funny, when I got the stamp set, I couldn't really tell what that was until I looked at because it's really, really tiny. There's a little tiny one, and then there's 2 little tiny ones together. So I couldn't really tell what that was until I started looking at the directions. Yes, I looked at the directions. Are you impressed? Okay, let's see. I think that's it on the actual cards. So if you've done your kit, you already know what these are like. And if you know my jam, I always do one of each exactly as designed, and then I start playing. So this time I played a lot. We'll count at the end and see what I got out of the kit. But let's start with this one right here. So this is what the card base looks like, and it's on the front and the back. So I just cut them all down to 4 by 5 1/4. And then I came up with 4 cards out of that. So here's one. Now this is an element from the actual kit. And then these are from the quarterly die. So let's talk about the quarterly die while we look at this card. So this is called Hugs a Bloom, and it's item 166238. It's still available for purchase if you haven't gotten it yet. I did a group order for my subscribers earlier in the month, so most of you have this already, but if you haven't gotten it yet, it is still available, and I had a blast with it. It's a really good one. So it's got 4 dies in it. It's $12. It's got this cute little label, this little flower, and then the leaf greenery, and then a hugs. And I used all of them lots of times, so I'll give you lots of inspiration with those. While on the subject, there is a paper pumpkin sale that is coming on the 24th. And it's actually the 23rd and the 24th. Sorry about that. I don't know if these will be on sale, but a lot of the other past kits and dies are going to be on sale, and their sale is anywhere from 10% to 75% off. So you might want to check that. The sale is for Paper Pumpkin subscribers only. You have to have claimed your Paper Pumpkin account. So if you have not done that yet, you might want to do that. I've emailed everyone. There's been several posts, and I know Stampin' Up! Has emailed you as well. If you need help, just reach out. All right, so here is this. I cut it down. It's mounted on Berry Burst cardstock, and then I die cut the flower in Berry Burst, and then this is Pool Party. All right, so there's one out of that. And then here's another one. And this one I did some mixing and matching of things. So this is the gold foil, and then this is part of one of the dies, and you'll see where I use the other one here in just a minute. And then this is the label from the Hugs Abound dies. All right, and then here is that other die cut that I told you I used part of it on the last card. So here's the rest of it. Again, here's the label from the die, and this one I mounted this way, so a little bit different. This one I think I forgot to tell you, it's mounted on Pool Party. That's the color that goes with it, and it opens this way. And then Mother's Day cards done. So this is 4 by 5 1/4 piece that was left over from the card base. I added some of this white silver edged ribbon, and then these are all 3 from this Hugs Abound dies, and again another Mother's Day card. Okay, so that's 7 cards so far that I've gotten. All right, here we go. Here's another one. Now this one is from this card base. Pull these out of the envelope so I can show you. So again, the front and the back, so I just cut them in half, or cut them at 4 by 5 1/4 so I can stretch the kit. And then this one is mounted on Highland Heather. And then this is Berry Burst, and that's a sentiment from a different stamp set. And then here we go with a few more dies. I brought that gold in. Now this is the negative from, let's see here, where's this at? All right, so you have this, and then after you punch it out, you have this negative. So I just trimmed closely around it just to get a little more of the gold foiling in. It was a pretty negative. All right, so that's one. Here's another one. This is real simple. I just stamped directly in the middle there of that space, and I added a couple of these little dragonfly punches. By the way, this punch is on the last chance list, and those are while supplies last. There's a large dragonfly in that punch, and then this little tiny one. Those are in Berry Burst. This is pretty simple. All right, here's another one. And this is on Highland Heather. And then again, I brought in a whole bunch of those dies, and here we go with the negative again. I didn't want to waste it. I mean, it really is pretty. And then here is another one. This one I actually cut the hugs from the die, and you will see, well, let's see, somewhere in here, I covered that hole. I'll show you which one I did it with. And then this is, again, from the die. This is on Peach Pie. So we have 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's 11. We're up to 11 now. Okay, here's another alternate. I didn't do a whole lot to this one. I used the die, and then I just added a label, and then again another Mother's Day card. This one's pretty simple. It's mounted on basic white, and I actually cut this one to 4 1/4 by 5, so you don't have any edge at all on it. It just completely covers the front of that. I thought that looked better because this didn't go all the way across. All right, here's the one that I cut. Let's see here. Here's the one that I cut. No, that's this one over here. Just a second. Getting ahead of myself. Another Mother's Day card, the label, and then a whole bunch of dies, Berry Burst, Highland Heather, and Pool Party to tie in with all the colors. I probably should have thrown a peach pie in there. That would have been pretty too. Didn't think about that till now I'm looking at it. Okay, now here's another one, and this one is, oh, I already went over that one. This one is the one that I cut the hugs out of. So I've got the hugs in the middle, and then I covered it with the die, and then this is from the die, and then I cut a couple more dies, And then we've got the gold foiling back here. So this is what covers the hugs, all of this in here, so you don't see that I cut that out. And this one's just mounted on basic white. And after I did it, I thought, oh, the colored cardstock actually looks better than the basic white. It pops a little bit more. All right, and then here's another one. This is a birthday card. And then I used the gold foil to get some more of the gold foil to come out of the card base. And this one's on Berry Burst too. Okay, now here's a couple that I was just playing with at the end. I had leftovers. So here's the negative from the little dies for these little label things here. So I cut this in half and then I mounted it on top of this corrugated cardstock. Let me show you where I got this corrugated cardstock from. So there's a new die in town, or not die, folder, and this is on the online exclusives. It's called the Mini Corrugated 3D Embossing Folder. And I put it on my blog last night. Let's see what the item number is on it. 165559. It's $11. It is a really great folder, you guys. It adds so much texture. And if you've been crafting and paper crafting for a while, you know we used to have these corrugator things that we cranked out by hand. Well, this kind of takes the place of that, and it's really got a lot of texture. It's nice and crisp and gives it some great dimension. So anyway, this was from one of the leftovers from the dies. This is from the dies. These are from the Bloom, Hugs of Bloom dies. And this is Shaded Spruce, and then the Berry Burst. And then again, this is from the negative. All right, here's another one. I just had these leftovers at the end, and I just had to use them up because they're just so darn cute. This is super simple. I used that 3D corrugated, mini corrugated folder, and then some leftover dies, and then I just added, that's old olive from the die set, some leaves. All right, and then last but not least, again, super simple, just added a piece of Berry Burst with the corrugated 3D, and then a leftover die, and then a couple of flowers. This is super simple. I use so many thinking of you cards every month because I'm a chemo angel, and so these just come in super handy for me to have, and then to send out to friends and family that have different things going on, let them know that I'm thinking of them. Okay, that's all I have. Let's see, I lost my count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. I got 18 cards out of the kit. So I'm super happy with that. All right, let's talk about a few things that are going to be happening. First of all, everyone that is a Paper Pumpkin subscriber from me should be getting an annual catalog sometime this week. So be watching your mail. If you're coming to Fond Farewell class this weekend, I've got your catalog here for you. It does not start till May 6th, so you have lots of time to make your wish list. And if you do not receive, you are one of my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, and you do not receive your catalog by the end of the month, please reach out and let me know. I want to make sure everybody has one. So I'm going to leave that there. It's pretty. Let's talk a little bit about upcoming things. So tomorrow, 4/23 to 4/25, there's going to be free shipping at Stampin'Up.com on any order $75 or more. And that includes, if you want to order any of the Paper Pumpkin sale items, you can tag those onto that. Make sure that you are have an online account and that you have claimed your Paper Pumpkin subscription, and so that you can get those Paper Pumpkin items, and then that you have opted in so that you can get a 10% earning on your order. So if you order $75 or more tomorrow, you'll get $75 or $7.50 in rewards that you can use on a future order. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, so free shipping, 4/23 to 4/25, Paper Pumpkin sale on previous kits, dies, refill kits, things like that, up to 75% off, 4/20 4 and 423 at 425, lots of dates. And then lastly, let's talk about next month. So the May kit is going to be a man kit. I'm super excited about that because I'm always challenged by man kits or man cards. It's called Mountain Majesties, and it's going to make 9 cards, 3 designs, so 3 of each. You'll get watercolor card bases. The color palette is Basic Black, Lost Lagoon, Misty Moonlight, and that will be our spot, Mossy Meadow, Pecan Pie, and Petal Pink. Sentiments are tailored to making cards for the men in our life. So if you're not a current subscriber and you want to get that, be sure that you do subscribe by May 10th. And if you have any questions or need help setting up your subscriptions, just let me know. I can send you a link, and it's pretty easy to do. Okay, I hope everyone is enjoying our fabulous spring day here in the Pacific Northwest. It's gorgeous. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice day, and I'm planning on a little bike ride, my first of the season. Have a wonderfully blessed day, and I will see you next month. Take care.